Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is an introductory video for the whole grammar video series by Abhyas, and this video series will cover all the grammar topics that come under the A1 syllabus, and we'll cover each of the topic briefly. And in this particular video, we are going to discuss about all the topics that come under your A1 levels. Namely, there are 10 topics starting from pronunciation and going till the imperative topics. So there are 10 number of grammar topics that we need to cover, and let's see what are those topics in brief. Okay, so first of all, we have the pronunciation tips, or as we call it, tips für Aussprache. Then we have number 2, Satzbildungs. So we have sentence formation, and we have some rules, Regeln. So we have Satzbildungsregeln, some sentence formation rules. Then we have the nominative, accusative, and dative, or nominative, accusative, und dative, as we call it in German. So when talking about nominative, accusative, and dative, basically they are the 3 out of the 4 cases that we have. So we also have genitive that will come under your A2, but in A1 we have nominative, accusative, and dative. So nominative basically can stand as a synonym for the subject that we have in the sentence, right? Then accusative can stand as a synonym for the direct object that we have in a sentence or any given sentence. And for the dative, we have as the indirect object. So if I say a sentence, I am giving the book to her. So here I, the subject, can be said as the nominative part of the sentence. Then we have the direct object or the accusative, the book. Then we have the receiver here, or the indirect object, her. So this will be your dative, indirect object. The book will be accusative, direct object, and I will be the nominative subject. And after that, we have the 6th topic called as modal verbs or modal verben. So when we say sentences like I can go to the school, I should go to the school, or I must go to the school, or I am allowed to the school, that is a sentence, or those are the sentences wherein we are using our modal verbs, right? So in German language, we also have the modal verb concept. So we have total number of 6 modal verbs, right? So we learn all of that. Then we have a very interesting concept of separable and inseparable verbs. So there are some prefixes. Okay, so there are some prefixes. For example, there is the verb common, and if you add un to it, it becomes uncommon. So common means to come, and uncommon means to arrive. Next one are the prepositions. So the accusative and dative prepositions we are having, or the accusative und dative Präpositionen, as we call it in German. So basically, there are few prepositions that we need to learn to make sentences. So basically, prepositions are the things which give meaning and put emphasis on time or location. For example, I am going at 5 o'clock. Here, at specifies the time. So at is the preposition of time. And if I say I am going in the shopping mall, here in is specifying the location, right? So location will be in. So in is the preposition. So there are some accusative and some dative prepositions. So accusative preposition will have an accusative object naturally, and dative prepositions will be having a dative object. So indirect object. And then we'll have the perfect tense. The 9th topic we'll be covering will be called the perfect tense. So under A1 syllabus, only 2 tenses we need to learn. Presens, which is called as the present tense. So present tense is called as presens, right? And then we have the perfect tense. So perfect tense, I did my homework. So in this sentence, it shows that the action has been completed. But presence, I am doing my homework, or I do my homework. So that is the difference between presence and perfect tense. Presence means the action is ongoing, and perfect tense means the action has been completed. And finally, we will have your imperative topic. So basically, when we give any kind of command or an order, or when we make a request, it is called an imperative sentence. And we mostly use this exclamation mark as a punctuation rather than your full stop or question mark. So if I say a sentence, I am well, and if I put a full stop, it means it is a statement. And if I have to ask someone, are you well? Then I'll put a question mark, right? And if I have to say get well soon to someone, so I'm being polite here, or I'm making an imperative, right? So I'm wishing it upon them. So I can say get well soon and put an exclamation mark, or I can say simply come here. So it is a command, a sort of a command, and I can use the exclamation mark as well. So in statements, we use the full stop. In questions, we use the question mark. In imperative, we use the exclamation marks. So we'll also need to learn how to say the imperative sentences. So we will basically learn how to say the request, how to make requests, and how to give orders in the German language, right? And this is going to be it as far as the A1 grammar course is concerned. And finally, we'll just have some exercises, right? So, but pertaining to each topic, we'll have you certain exercises and you'll need to complete it. And once you complete it, you can be more confident about whatever you have learned, and you can apply it in the real life and real life scenarios as well, right? And for this video, this is it. I hope you enjoyed the content, and make sure to watch the whole course to understand the basic German language, grammar, and everything better. And if you want to join live classes, maybe for A1 or A2 or B1 or B2 batches, you can do that. You can contact us through social media, or you can contact us at the given number. In this For this video, this is it. Thank you.